Hey homestead family, today is garden day here on the homestead. We are finishing filling up the beds and we're going to get hopefully the rest of the plants from the greenhouse into the garden beds. So today we've got, those are bell peppers, I believe. We did not start those from seeds. We just bought those because the ones we tried to start from seeds did not work this year. And I think that's because they weren't heirloom seeds to begin with. And over here we have cucumbers and squash. Down here we have some more peppers. One is banana peppers, one is jalapenos, and I'm not sure which is which at this point right now. So that's what's going out in the garden today. One of the first things that I wanted to show you was, this is my sweet potato that I rooted. And so I just put some toothpicks in it and got the bottom part of the potato in the water, which it's barely in the water now. But it grows these slips out of the top. And I pinch these off and put them in a jar by themselves, and then those slips grow roots. And so that's what we've done here. So I'll be taking these off today and transplanting them to a jar of water of their own, and so we can get those ready to plant. So that's the process of planting sweet potatoes. I will say that you have to be careful. Some of the grocery stores put some inhibitors on the sweet potatoes to keep them from sprouting, so they last longer in the produce section. So actually, I'm not going to name any names, but I go to some of the like big box grocery stores, the ones that don't bag your groceries for you. Those are the kinds that I use to buy my sweet potatoes from, because they usually don't spray theirs. So I learned that last year from a friend that we bought some sweet potato slips from, and she told me where she got hers. And so I said, this year I'm going to try it and see if I can just grow my own, because up until that point I was trying to buy sweet potato slips, not realizing that I could get sweet potatoes from the grocery store, that I could find some that had not been sprayed, and I could use those to grow my own. So here we go with the sweet potatoes today. This is our plan for the garden, and so far we have the tomatoes in both of these beds already planted, and I have half of this bed in onions and carrots, but I still have collards left over from the fall garden that I haven't pulled up yet, because I haven't. So I'll be doing that in the next day or so, and then I'll finish planting this bed with carrots and onions. This bed is going to be where my sweet potatoes are, and I think I only have like a couple of cabbage heads left in this bed, so I'll be planting that one as well. Here's where the cucumbers are going to be going, and then the peppers will be here. And I also plan on, I don't have it yet, but I plan on putting basil on the outside of the peppers, kind of help with pests. And I've heard that basil is a good companion plant. Actually, Farmer's Almanac, I believe, is what told me that peppers are a good companion plant with basil. And then right now we have English peas and onions. Leeks. And so I'll probably be pulling the leeks up soon, and I won't replant there, but I will be putting purple whole peas in this bed, and then we are going to be planting purple hulls in this bed as well. I haven't seeded those yet. I'm trying to kind of get my little greenhouse here cleared out to have room to put some purple hull peas seeds started. Also, over here in the ground is where we're going to be planting corn. These 2 beds are yet to be made. We haven't made them yet. They're for a little bit later, hopefully in the next week or so. But I'm going to be planting corn here. I've tilled it up. We're going to be tilling in peat moss in here, and then some cow manure as well to try to get that ground a little bit amended to be able to grow corn well. And then I have a little trick that I'm going to show you with what I'm going to do to keep the sandhill cranes from hopefully from planting in from pulling up my corn like they did last year. Also, I've bought some garlic because I thought garlic would be some good companion plants, just like the onions were for the tomatoes, but I've realized I'm not quite sure where in this bed I can put my garlic. So if you guys have any insight on what would be a good companion plant to go with the garlic, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. I'd love to get some information if you've got any of that. So that's the plan for today. She's not sure what to do. Okay, we know you're...
No.
Okay, so our try with Browning didn't work. So what we've decided to do is to put her out here in this large dog crate that we have, and with the hopes that Winchester will get used to her and
learn how to treat girls right.
Yeah, because it didn't go too well when we put her out here just a second ago. So we're gonna go back and get her and put her in here and see how it goes. Okay, so here's our second attempt to acclimate Browning to the infamous Winchester, who doesn't want to do anything but strut around and show his stuff. So hopefully by having her out here with him, they can get used to each other, and then we can let her in the actual yard with him. We'll see. Oh, the joys of raising fowl, right? Come here, Hootie Hoo. You're always wanting to.
Back up, girls. We'll come back for some eggs.
progress on the garden. So in the previous video we showed you planting these tomatoes, and we have like, I believe 48 tomatoes, something like that. And then if you notice down here on the outer portions of the bed, we have onions. Okay, so that's this bed, and that bed are all tomatoes, different varieties, Jetstar, Roma tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes. Today we planted 35 cucumbers. So that's what these are. And we are, I don't know, the plan was to put tomato cages around these cucumbers, but we don't have 35 tomato cages, so we'll see. We may get a little ingenuitive about the cucumbers. I'm wondering if maybe I could use the PVC pipe that we used previously, and I don't know, somehow use that as a trellis. Just trying to think out loud. In this other bed over here, we still have collards left from our fall garden, and those will be coming out soon because some of them are really big and they're going to get tough if we leave them in here much longer. A few stray things of lettuce, and then if you look real closely, we have carrots coming up, and we also have onions. So I have 2 rows of carrots and then onions, and then once these come up, we're going to finish the bed off with carrots and onions. We got our cattle panel trellis put back up, and I put a little wind chime on there just to try to help with the noise, to keep the birds away. I've got a couple of ideas over here with the tomatoes as well. I'm thinking of putting some pie pans on this trellis over here. We've got there's nothing here yet. We have leftover lettuce, which we'll be picking that soon too, because it's almost past due its time. And I have 2 heads of cabbage left. Once this is all out, this bed will be cucumbers. I mean squash, I believe. I believe that's what my plan was squash for this. I showed the diagram earlier, and I have to keep going back to the diagram because I can't remember. And then our next bed is peppers that we planted today. Let's see, 8, 16, 20, 8, 30, I'm not sure how many pepper plants are. Right here on this end, right here where it's a little blank spot, I believe we'll put some garlic there. But we have jalapenos, we have banana peppers, and then we have 4 bell peppers, and then 4 of the sweet gypsy peppers that are yellow and red. And then we just put, Mr. Homestead just put the cattle panel up.
Excuse me.
Just put this cattle panel up, and this will be for our purple hull peas, this bed and this bed down here, but we're still getting a little bit of English peas from this bed, so we're going to try to get all we can get out of that. And if you notice, I have leeks right here, so all of this will be taken up eventually, and purple hulls will be here as well as this bed. So
can you tell we like purple hulls?
We love our purple
Just a
hulls.
little bit.
So we did this whole bed in purple hulls last year and got a great crop from them. Put a few up.
We still have 8 jars that are canned.
Yeah, we have 8 jars that are canned that we haven't eaten yet, but just because I'm stingy with them. But so we're doubling our purple hull crop this year.
Huh?
Oh yeah, and then we have peat and black cow that we will be. Well, it's not black cow. Sorry, black velvet. black velvet mushroom compost that we will be tilling into this soil, and we will be planting corn down here. And like I told you earlier in the video, I'll show you my trick in another video for how to keep the sandhill cranes from plucking up the corn. Let's hope the trick works. And then also right here along the outer edge of this piece, I'm gonna plant sunflower seeds just because they're pretty and I wanted to. And then we have,
to bring people some sunshine.
yeah, that's right. And then we have marigolds in the buckets. These are for pest control. And then we had one more cattle panel here. I believe nasturtiums are going to go here on this one, and the one in the back I'm going to have loofah gourds on that one. So it's going to be a full garden, but we've been working hard all day today, so it's been a warm one.
Stay tuned, because we have a couple of more beds that we're going to be building here.
Yeah, two more beds.
And we're trying to find the lumber, and the lumber has went so high. I was buying 1x6 by 16s probably a year and a half ago for like $8, $8.95, and now it's like $14. And I found them for $10, but they haven't got a shipment in. So in a couple of weeks they should get it in, and we're going to get another 10 of these and some 4x4s, and then some.
So in this area right here will be pumpkins and watermelons.
So we'll be building that. I'll be putting some dirt in here to level the ground a little bit. There's a little depression right there, but it's gonna be right where the mule is, and then Mr. Homestead is done. Done
well,
with the raised beds.
He's done building them, but there's always something to do in the garden. But
I'm gonna take a siesta.
Let me take you over here to see the potatoes, our potted potato plants. Oh, that's another thing I've got to put in is the sweet potatoes. That's what's going in that bed over there, sweet potatoes. Pumpkins and squash are going together in one of the new beds that we're building. But our potatoes, we can hardly keep up with them. So that's one pot. I think I only put like 5 in that pot, 5 potatoes in each pot. This is how they started out. And if you see, I've got one right there. Oh, I got 2. No.
There's 2 right there, 1 right there.
Yeah. I think that's it. But that's how they start out, is you just plant the potatoes, the seed potatoes. And these are red potatoes is what these are. All 3 buckets are. But then as they grow up, you add dirt, and you can see the level, the level of dirt that we've got in this pot versus that one. So as they grow, you add dirt, they grow, you add dirt, and we're close to, for these 2, we're close to just, probably a couple more times we'll add dirt, and then we'll just put straw on it and let it go for the rest of the season. So this one, I kind of like the fact that this one is behind, because we can eat potatoes for a while, canned potatoes, and then we'll get another crop coming up out of this one. So that's where we stand.
Have they seen our new,
and
new additions?
So, Browning seems to be doing pretty good. She seems to, we had to shade her a little bit, but she seems to be faring. We can get Winchester to calm down a little bit. And
Winchester's feeling his oats a little bit. I'm about the only one that he'll let get in the cage anymore. I'm kind of concerned about when she grows up, me going in there, how he's going to act. But we're going to give it a shot.
He may get real territorial when she gets bigger, but
yeah,
we'll see. So that's our day in the
homestead.
At the homestead today. We've done a lot of work and got a lot accomplished, though. It's looking good. We're getting there. So y'all remember, do your best
And let God do the rest.
Bye-bye.
God bless.